Bloodbending, one of the most dominating abilities in all of Avatar, invented by the nefarious Hama. Or was it really? Back in Book 3 of The Last Airbender, we were introduced to one of the most bone-chilling forms of bending. Waterbending has always been versatile. We saw that it could be turned into ice in deadly fashion, and at godlike levels, it could cut straight through steel. But neither of those could quite compare to bending the water in people's blood. First, it should be noted how difficult an ability like this must be. Though there's no basis of this in the lore, it seems like the easiest form of water to bend is, well, water. Ice seems to be an option for those who are very proficient, for example, and water within a bloodstream isn't going to be the most pure form of the element. In fact, the catalyst that led to bloodbending is the act of a very, very precise use of waterbending. When Hama first trained Katara, she did so by showing her that water can be pulled from anywhere, including living organisms like plant life. Later, Katara would use this lesson to escape from jail by using her own sweat. So it would seem like the foundation of good bloodbending is the grasp of waterbending in its most minute level. Of course, this would be taken to its highest degree years later with the Republic City crime boss Yakone and his son Noatak, also known as Amon. After getting captured by the Fire Nation, Hama was forced to find a way to free herself. During her time in jail under the light of the full moon, when waterbenders were at their strongest, she came to realize she could bend the water of rats who scurried through her cage. And after practicing with them for a while, she upgraded to human bodies, where she forced a prison guard to free her. In this episode, many fans assumed that this was the first showcase of bloodbending of any kind. And that would have made complete and utter sense until The Legend of Korra premiered years later. In one of the later episodes of Book 1 in that series, we get a flashback to a fight between Avatar Aang and Yakone, where Yakone basically has Aang under his utter control via bloodbending. Considering Katara swore off bloodbending by the end of the original series, it is assumed that she never taught the ability to Aang. However, the moment Aang went into the Avatar state, he was able to completely negate Yakone's bloodbending hold. Now, my initial thought was that the pure source of energy that was the Avatar state was the reason for this counter. After all, the Avatar spirit, also known as Rava, was capable of producing pure energy. So perhaps she just cleansed Aang's body of any negative hold, pushing Yakone's twisted use of waterbending from Aang's bloodstream. Or there might have been a past life who might have been a bloodbender. A bloodbender who knew how to counter any bloodbending attack. Many times we've seen the Avatar state used where the Avatar in question is capable of abilities they've never been trained in. Of course, the reasoning here is because the power of the Avatar state funnels through the entire Avatar cycle, all of the past lives. So that means that some past life of Aang could have been a bloodbender, the actual first bloodbender, or perhaps the student of a very unorthodox waterbending master. And that would lead to a very interesting theory of a past Avatar who, much like Katara, wanted to take the ability to their grave, and perhaps they were successful in doing so until the time of Hama. If we even go with that idea that this past Avatar was learning from a demented master, perhaps it led to a fight, much like Katara's fight with Hama. Perhaps during a training session or otherwise, this past Avatar had to learn how to defend against their master's bloodbending, maybe even leading to their master's demise. And, realizing how destructive bloodbending could be, that Avatar could have buried the ability away in their own mind. And the idea of abilities being buried away by past Avatars isn't far-fetched. In another video, I did a discussion about the idea of airbenders losing their ability to fly, and Kyoshi had the ability to freeze blood, yet we've never seen that ability show up with any of the modern Avatars. So it's certainly possible that bloodbending was a known ability well before Hama. What do you think? Is it possible for bloodbending to exist well before Hama and Katara? Is it possible one of Aang's past lives knew of the ability and tried to hide it? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.